Welcome back, fellow travelers, to Nomad Know-Hows. If you're searching for your next unforgettable destination, Oaxaca, Mexico should be at the top of your list. With ancient ruins, world-famous street food, and cultural traditions that go back millennia, this city is an adventurer's dream. Stay tuned for insider tips, hidden gems, and fascinating historical facts as we explore the top things to do in Oaxaca. Oaxaca is a true gem of Mexico, a city where ancient traditions aren't just preserved, they're celebrated daily. From its rich indigenous history to the flavors of its legendary cuisine, every corner of Oaxaca is alive with stories waiting to be discovered. Fun fact: did you know that Oaxaca's full name is Oaxaca de Juárez, in honor of Benito Juárez, Mexico's first indigenous president? Born in a nearby village, Juárez fought to preserve indigenous rights and remains a local hero to this day. Our first stop, the heart of Oaxaca, Zócalo, or the main square. This place is more than just a hangout spot. It's been the city's cultural and political hub for centuries. Street vendors, musicians, and locals fill the square, giving it a vibrant, lively energy. Here's a fun fact. When McDonald's tried to open a restaurant near the Zocalo in 2002, locals fought back in a 2-year-long protest. The result? The fast food giant was kept out of the city center, and Oaxaca's unique food culture triumphed. To fully experience the Zocalo's vibe, visit in the late afternoon. Grab a seat at one of the nearby cafes, sip on a traditional tejate, a pre-Hispanic drink made from corn and cacao, and watch the lively street performers. Next, let's step back in time at the Templo de Santo Domingo. This Baroque masterpiece dates back to the 16th century, and it's one of the most stunning churches you'll ever set foot in. Just imagine. This place has stood here for over 400 years, witnessing the rise and fall of empires. Did you know that the church was originally part of a Dominican monastery? It was even used as a military barracks during the Mexican War of Independence. Talk about a building with stories to tell. For a peaceful visit, arrive early in the morning before the crowds. Take a quiet moment to appreciate the gold leaf that covers nearly every inch of the interior. Then, head outside to the beautiful Jardín Etnobotánico, where you can explore Oaxaca's incredible plant life. Now, prepare your taste buds for an explosion of flavors at Mercado Benito Juárez, or other neighboring mercados, like the Mercado 20th of November or the Central de Abastos de Oaxaca. These vibrant markets are a feast for the senses, literally. From the savory aroma of grilling asadas and tlayudas to the colorful handmade crafts, every aisle offers something new. Speaking of food, Oaxaca is the birthplace of mole, a rich sauce with more than 20 ingredients. Mole comes in different varieties, but 7 are most notable, and black mole being the most famous. Some moles even take days to prepare. Feeling adventurous? Try chapulines, Oaxaca's famous chili season grasshoppers. Crunchy and surprisingly delicious, they're a local favorite. Oh, and don't leave without grabbing a pack of mole paste to recreate the flavors of Oaxaca at home. Now, let's take a journey back to the time of the Zapotecs with a visit to Monte Albán. This ancient city, perched high in the mountains, was once the capital of one of Mesoamerica's greatest civilizations. The views from the top alone are worth the trip. Monte Albán is one of the oldest cities in the Americas, founded around 500 BC. At its height, it was home to around 25,000 people, making it a major cultural and political center of the region. And get this, it's built on a flattened mountaintop, a massive engineering feat for its time. Monte Albán can get scorching during the day, so bring plenty of water, sunscreen, and a hat. To avoid the heat and crowds, plan to arrive early, and don't miss the site museum to get the full backstory on this ancient wonder. If you've got a full day to spare, why not dive even deeper into the wonders of Oaxaca with a full-day tour? There are incredible spots just outside the city that you won't want to miss, and trust me, this adventure will leave you in awe. Let's start with some highlights you can experience if you're ready for a full day of exploration. First up, the Tule tree. This isn't just any tree. It's the world's widest tree, with a circumference of over 42 meters or 138 feet. Some say it's over 1,500 years old, making it a true natural wonder. Located in the small town of Santa Maria del Tule, this cypress tree is so enormous that locals affectionately call it El Árbol del Tule. This ancient tree is said to be so old that it's witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, including the Zapotecs and Mixtecs. It's practically a living history book. Can you imagine the stories this tree could tell? Visit in the morning when it's less crowded and take a stroll around the charming church next to the tree for some great photo opportunities. Next, head over to Teotitlán del Valle, a village world famous for its master weavers. Here, you can visit workshops where artisans use traditional techniques passed down through generations to create vibrant, hand-woven rugs and textiles. They use natural dyes from plants, insects, and minerals, making each piece unique. The vibrant red you'll see in many of these rugs comes from the cochineal insect, which is farmed on cacti. This natural dye was so valuable that it was once used as a form of currency by the indigenous people of the region. If you're interested in buying a rug, consider purchasing directly from the weavers themselves. It's a fantastic way to support local artisans and bring home a one-of-a-kind souvenir. Up next, make your way to Hierve el Agua, one of the most surreal natural wonders you'll ever see. These petrified waterfalls are formed by mineral-rich water slowly flowing over the cliffs, leaving behind stunning rock formations that look like frozen cascades. At the top, you'll find mineral pools where you can take a dip while enjoying panoramic views of the mountains. The name Hierve el Agua means the water boils, but don't worry, the water isn't hot. The name comes from the bubbling effect created by the natural springs that feed the pools. Wear comfortable shoes, as the hike down to the base of the waterfalls offers some of the best views. And don't forget your swimsuit. There's nothing like cooling off in these natural pools after a day of exploring. After Hierve el Agua and a quick lunch break, make your way to Mitla, one of the most important religious centers for the ancient Zapotec civilization. Unlike other ruins, the UNESCO Zona Arqueológica de Mitla is famous for its intricate stone mosaics that were built without mortar. These geometric patterns are unlike anything else in Mesoamerica. Mitla's name comes from the Nahuatl word Mictlan, meaning place of the dead. It served as a sacred burial site for Zapotec kings and priests, making it an essential spiritual center. Wandering through the Hall of Columns and the other ancient structures, you'll feel the deep connection this site had with the Zapotecs' beliefs about the afterlife. Time your visit to Mitla around late afternoon to catch the golden light. The sun setting over the ruins adds a mystical glow to this ancient site, making it perfect for photos. If you've got the time, this full-day tour of Oaxaca's surrounding treasures is an absolute must. From the ancient mysteries of Mitla to the natural beauty of Hierve el Agua, each stop will leave you amazed and wanting more. What are you waiting for? Add these day trips to your Oaxaca itinerary and let the adventures begin. Oaxaca is often called the culinary capital of Mexico, and once you've tasted the food, you'll see why. Tlayudas, also known as Oaxacan pizzas, are crispy, smoky, and loaded with delicious toppings like beans, cheese, and meat. And then there's mole, Oaxaca's iconic sauce that comes in multiple flavors, each one richer than the next. Mole was reportedly invented by nuns in a convent who mixed together all the ingredients they had available, including chocolate. The result? One of the most complex and beloved sauces in Mexican cuisine. For a truly authentic meal, head to Los Danzantes or Levadura de Huella. These restaurants take traditional Oaxacan dishes and give them a modern twist. And, of course, pair your meal with a shot of mezcal. Be sure to book early, as reservations fill up fast. Speaking of mezcal, no trip to Oaxaca is complete without learning about this smoky, complex spirit. Mezcal isn't just a drink, it's an art form. The process starts with roasting agave hearts in underground pits before they're distilled into the rich spirit you'll find in your glass. Here's a fun fact. The phrase, para todo mal, mezcal, para todo bien, también, means for everything bad, mezcal, for everything good, mezcal too. It's an old Oaxacan saying that sums up just how important mezcal is to local culture. Want the best mezcal experience? Visit local distilleries like Mezcalateca or Quish. You'll not only taste the drink, but also learn about the artisanal production process from the experts themselves. Oaxaca's art scene isn't just limited to galleries. The city's streets are alive with murals that tell stories of indigenous resistance, social justice, and cultural pride. Head to neighborhoods like Xochimilco or Jalotlaco to uncover vibrant murals at every turn. Street art in Oaxaca often draws from ancient Zapotec symbols mixed with modern political messages. Many of these murals are a form of activism, making the streets themselves a kind of living museum. For the best photo ops, explore these neighborhoods early in the morning when the streets are quieter and the light is perfect for capturing Oaxaca's urban art. Before we wrap up, here are a few final tips for making your trip to Oaxaca unforgettable. First, plan your visit around one of Oaxaca's iconic festivals, like the Guelaguetza in July or Day of the Dead in November. These celebrations offer an unparalleled look into the city's rich cultural traditions. If you're visiting for Day of the Dead, join the locals in the cemetery to witness the beautiful altars, marigolds, and candlelit celebrations. It's a deeply spiritual and moving experience. Whether it's climbing ancient pyramids, indulging in Oaxacan cuisine, or getting lost in the colorful streets, Oaxaca is a place you'll never forget. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Like and hit the bell to get notified for more travel tips, cultural deep dives, and off-the-beaten-path experiences from around the world. Visit our website at www.nomadknowhows.com for more countries and travel hacks. Travel on, my friends.